Good evening. My name is Hipp. This is our final presentation for our ethics class this semester. What I'm here doing in this presentation now is presenting a scientific journal that is going to allow us to deep dive into the topic of sustainability. Sustainability is a crucial topic to investigate and to look into, as it addresses both our society now and societies to come. Sustainability is the need to use resources in a way that meets the needs of today without harming or disrupting the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. First, we'd like to address the importance of understanding, what it means to understand sustainability. We want to address the question of what's been done in the journal in regards to sustainability and resource utilization, what the journal is entirely about. The article aims to show how demersal fish, which are bottom feeders, in Iceland and Norway become more sustainable, and ultimately that is by the increase of utilization of the entire fish, every part of the fish. By comparing the two countries, the authors identify where valuable resources are being lost and what technological, economic, and regulatory changes are needed to support a more effective seafood system. Ultimately, the article argues that higher resource efficiency is essential, not only for conserving marine ecosystems, but also for strengthening the long-term economic and social sustainability in fisheries. The why behind this lengthy process of data collection that the authors in the scientific journal, I think, is crucial to the understanding of sustainability, how crucial it is to understand sustainability in your area, what you can do, and just the awareness of it as a society. The authors conducted this review because they saw that improving how much of each fish is used, that back to that utilization, is essential for a more sustainable seafood industry as a whole, which applies globally. There's a critical need to understand and address sustainable situations and strategies for those situations, like what has been done in this article. Understanding both the current situation and strategies for improvement is critical to sustainability because it allows societies to manage resources more responsibly, reduce waste, and plan for long-term health of ecosystems and communities. Long-term brings back the idea of, yes, sustainability addresses our society now, but also provides and will not harm the societies to come to meet their needs. What does it mean to think about sustainability? To think about it as a concept here and in the future? I want to talk about this thinking of sustainability through the scientific journal I've selected. So first, we're going to look at the pros of the trial and specific examination into resource utilization. The trials and behaviors examined in this article, such as testing, improved handling, processing, and product utilization in Iceland and Norwegian fisheries, have several sustainable benefits. First, they increase resources efficiently. Secondly, they support economic sustainability. And third, the trials promote social and institutional sustainability. All three of these options that this journal has looked into only promote sustainability for both society now and later. It's crucial to think on, yes, what am I doing to myself that's going to help my neighbors now, but also what am I doing that might harm or might help future generations. Process to sustainability as a whole, as an entire concept of the here, past, present, and future generations, societies growing. We truly only see pros as we've made decisions throughout. Thorough thought and careful analysis are essential for sustainability. They help identify where resources are wasted and how to use them more efficiently. Now, that is only specific to this one scientific journal, and this journal is a very small sliver of sustainability as a whole. If every single one of those slivers focuses on sustainability and puts the broad aspect of benefiting societally, economically, technologically, there's going to be massive to focus on the individual's ethical stance in regards to sustainability. Now, myself, I would say it's easy to get lost in the individualism of sustainability. You could say, how could one individual as myself make that much of an impact? Well, that's where we're about to dive into 3 ethical ways that you can have a stance in your own mind, heart, and how you live your life out in regards to sustainability. So the first would be ethical thought. Whether you see every situation from a sustainable standpoint, whether you're thinking about the past, how decisions have been done well and poorly in the past, whether you're thinking about how decisions are going to affect you and your neighbors now, and then how you're affecting the future generations to come. With every law that passes and piece of trash you throw, and essentially you are always required to evaluate systematic impacts to everything, technology, environment, anything in the sustainable realm. It is crucial to have an ethical stance when it comes to thought. Second ethical stance would be to what it feels like, what you're called to feel. Sustainability isn't just mental exercise. It requires a cultivating responsibility and care for the world around us in the past, present, and future to come. Feel empathy for communities, workers, ecosystems, and everything else that is affected by environmental degrade and social inequities. There should be a sense of stewardship and moral duty to protect resources for future generations, which is the definition of sustainability. The third ethical stance I'd like to talk about is what to do when it comes amongst sustainability. Acting on sustainability involves translating thought and concerns into tangible behaviors. This could include reducing personal and organizational waste, conserving energy, supporting ethical and environmental responsible products. Advocacy is a large thing that you can do that would count towards an ethical stance in sustainability. Innovations that foster sustainability at broader levels, collaboration, working with others, draw attention to sustainability. And I would argue this is probably the most effective and important effect on having an ethical stance as each individual. Achieving sustainability in any field, whether it's fisheries, business, or just daily life, requires a combination of understanding, thoughtful decision-making, and a strong ethical stance. By thinking critically about the impacts of our actions, feeling a sense of responsibility for people and the planet, of our society and culture now, and acting ethically in every decision, we can, as a society and community, ensure that our choices contribute to long-term sustainability. The journal that I chose, focusing on the fish supply chains in Iceland and Norway, are just a small sliver of illustration of how analyzing current situations can only lead to a pro, whether we realize we've done well in that situation or like, man, we as a community can come together and figure out a better way to promote this. I do think it is crucial for individuals to draw attention to sustainability. As we've discovered, it's only going to lead to pros. It is crucial to address those. We want to talk about those in order for, one, our culture and society to grow now, but man, help the society to come meet the needs that they're going to need, as demands are just going to keep continuing. Thank you for the time. Thank you for the semester. I've quite enjoyed making this presentation and doing your class this semester. Thank you, Professor.